What I'm doing now is a reconnaissance or a recon mission of my base camp. And a recon mission is going to tell me some important things. It's going to give me an idea of the resources that are available in my area. It's also going to tell me what dangers are here. It's also going to help me to know which way to go if I need to get out of here quick. Very important to do a recon of your base camp. I'm about 300 yards from my base camp and my recon mission is paying off quickly. I found a really good source of food. I've got a great patch of huckleberry bushes here and they're just loaded down with ripe berries. I'm not going to run out of food here. 300 yards in another direction I have a very low-lying swampy area. And this is covered with high bush blueberry, another source of food and good wood for bow making. There's holes all around which may be ground squirrel, chipmunk, or snakes. I've got punky wood for insects. And I have cedar trees, dry tinder if need be, underneath the bark. A lot of resources in this area. This is a little spung hole, just a few yards from my camp. And what's nice about a spung hole is there's usually frogs and tadpoles in it. A lot easier catching them here than in a lake because they don't have far to go. Here and there along this lake, not far from my base camp, I'm finding the remnants of fish. This is a good sign. This tells me a couple things. That there's fish in this lake and also that there's mammals that are feeding on fish. Perhaps it was caught by a bird and then dropped and then the mammals finished it off. But that does tell me that there's life here and food. So I covered a couple things that can be learned on a simple recon of your base camp, but when dealing with a recon there's an endless amount of things that can be discussed. One thing I would want to mention is that when doing a recon you might want to look for tracks and droppings of large predators. Make sure you're not in an area that's frequented by things like coyote, wolf, cougar, or bear. Also look for trash, look for tree stands, wire snares, and bait piles. You don't want to be in an area that's frequented by people, hunters, or poachers. Could lead to problems. Personally, I try to avoid human contact when in the bush. It's better for me and it's better for them. Another thing, whenever you set up a base camp, I think it's really a good idea to have an alternate exit out besides the one you came in. Look for an easy access out of the bush in another direction in case there's a forest fire or another emergency where you have to get out. Also, from your base camp to where you came in, whether it's a trail or the lake, the kayak, whatever, count the steps. If you're staying overnight especially, count the steps from your base camp to where your exit point is and get familiar with it. In case there's an emergency, you have trouble with vision, it's at nighttime and you need to get out of there, you're familiar with the spot, you're familiar with the exit route, and you can get out of there with no problems. Anyway, lots to discuss on this topic, but I'll leave it at that for now.